Do you like sand? No? Well, tough. Hello everyone and welcome to the ASJ Doctor Who channel, where today we have another episode of Whoniverse Database in which we will be covering the lovely holiday location, and by that I mean hellish death trap, Desolation, the planet that acts as the location for the 13th Doctor episode, The Ghost Monument. Desolation, while not being the official name for the planet but rather the word most used to describe it, is a harsh world located somewhere in the 12 galaxies within a trinary star system, that is, having 3 separate suns. It also had 3 moons to match. The planet was naturally very mountainous with many mist swamps and acetylene fields. In ancient times, Desolation was colonised by settlers. It's unknown just how hospitable the planet was back in those days, but it's heavily suggested that it was much more so than what it is seen to be by the time of the Ghost Monument. The original settlers were the first to discover the phenomenon later named the Ghost Monument, a mysterious structure that would phase into existence on the planet every 1,000 rotations. Presumably rotations in this context refers to Desolation's rotation around its suns. In actuality, this Ghost Monument was the Doctor's TARDIS that had been damaged when he regenerated from his 12th incarnation into her 13th. She was separated from her TARDIS and went on to defeat a rogue Stenza warrior on Earth before using jury-rigged equipment to teleport herself and 3 new companions to the planet's location in space. The planet had fallen out of orbit, however, and the Doctor, Graham, Yaz and Ryan ended up stranded in the vacuum of space before being rescued by 2 aliens, Epso and Angstrom. Together they travelled the planet, taking part in the final stretch of the Rally of the 12 Galaxies, a brutal and long race across the universe where it was intended for all but the final winner to survive and claim a great prize. It was just the Doctor's luck that the final objective of the race was to reach the Ghost Monument, aka her TARDIS. It turned out the damage received from the regeneration had caused the TARDIS's engines to become stuck in a loop, hence it phasing in and out of existence every 1,000 rotations, which, for the sake of clarity, I think we'll refer to as 1,000 years. By the time of the Doctor's visit to the planet, Desolation was a vast desert wasteland as far as the eye could see. This was because at some point in the past, the settlers who originally lived on the planet were invaded and conquered by the Stenza, the warrior race that the Doctor had just encountered on Earth before coming to the planet. The Stenza had gathered the planet's best scientific minds and forced them to create horrible weapons and biological abominations for war. These eventually spread across the planet in the forms of a toxic atmosphere, flesh-eating microbes in the water sources, androids called sniper bots skulking the ruins of old cities, and strange cloth-like entities called the Remnants who stalked at night and attacked any life they encountered. With the Doctor's help, her companions and the 2 race participants were able to destroy the Remnants and survive the dangers of the planet, reaching the Ghost Monument alive. This marked the first time in history that the Rally of the 12 Galaxies had ended in a draw with Epso and Angstrom. Although being left behind by Lynn, the orchestrator of the race, the TARDIS team were able to stabilise their ship and leave the dead planet in safety. Well, that's about it for this episode. I thought I'd do a shorter and simpler topic this time, since last episode about the Rogue Time Lords was almost 3 times longer than average for this series. It's kind of horrifying to think that the Stenza pushed the research of these scientists to such a point that it literally destroyed the planet's ecosystem, and presumably they didn't stick around to deal with the consequences either. Those tooth-faced mother truckers. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed this shorter episode of Whoniverse Database. Next time it's Homo Reptilia who'll be the subject of Whovian knowledge, so that's the Silurians, Sea Devils, and even... the Merca. See you then, and in the meantime be sure to like and subscribe. Farewell till next one, people!